us a text. Let us know. We kind of lost our sound. We lost our sound, and we were just finishing the vayechi and entering into the space of the michamocha. And we can't see the chat here, so if somebody could let us know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think we're back. So we can't really see your chats, but
We're back.
We tried a different way to get on, and I hope that's not a sign of the new year, of but whatever it is, we do our best. And we've been reading a lot in the Psalms lately about the miracle of crossing the sea, right? In fact, in this morning's Psalm, it told our story again. And it started with that miraculous moment when the walls of water rose around us, and what that was supposed to do for us. It was supposed to carry us through difficult times in the future when we thought we might give up, but instead we remembered God's love and grace. And we sang. We kept singing. And we're still singing. So we sing the same words that Moses and Miriam and all of the people of Israel sang at the shores of the sea. We sing them today, and we will keep singing.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נושעתי לו תוסף אלה, מלאכותיך רובניך, בוקיים לפני משה, זלי זלי זלי, זלי זלי זלי, זלי אנו יאמרו. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed. Voel ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו. As you redeemed Jacob and saved him from arms that were stronger than his own, so may you redeem all who are oppressed and persecuted. Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. Then Miriam, Hanivia, the prophetess, she took a drum in her hand, and we followed her with drums and dancing, and then Miriam, she chanted with us. Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'uga, Shiru le'Adonai ki ga'uga, Shiru le Adonai ki ga'oga. Shiru le Adonai ki ga'oga. Sus v'roch v'ramavayam. Sus v'roch v'ramavayam. Shiru, shiru, shiru Adonai. Ki ga'oga, ga'oga, ga'oga. Sus v'roch v'ramavayam. Fros aleinu sukat shelomecha. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim, v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you who spreads the shelter of peace over us and over all people, and over Jerusalem, Jerusalem, over Jerusalem. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. The children of Israel should keep the Shabbos, observing it in every generation as a covenant for all time. It is a sign forever between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days the Eternal One made the heavens and the earth, and on the 7th day God rested and was refreshed. Vayechi. God breathed the soul into creation. Vayechi. God breathed the soul into creation. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach Ufi Yagiti Lake Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. Oh God, open up my lips. Adonai Sifatai Tiftach. Open up my lips and I will speak your praise. Vayechi tehilatecha. Adonai sifatai tiftach, ufi yachi tehilatecha. Oh God, Adonai, Sifatai, Tiftach. Open my lips so that I can sing your praises. Ufia, 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 Tilatecha. Oh Adonai, Sifatai, Tiftach, Tiftach, Tiftach.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu,
Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon,
Gomer
Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרא Sarah. Let's go to a prayer for peace. I'm sorry we can't put the prayers up there today. It looked like that's what was making us mute.
Making us crazy.
Making us crazy and taking away the sounds. So I'm not exactly sure if we put ourselves in the right places, but you know, you can't have too many prayers for peace. We've been reading in the Psalms about Yerushalayim, Salam, this notion of wholeness as peace, the city of peace, where all of the pieces come together and make a whole. The Psalms also are so anti-war. They are so critical of trying to make peace in violent ways. Peace can only come from tzedek, from justice, the Psalms tell us. Peace can only come from compassion. And so important in this portion when Joseph has to forgive his brothers, remembering that Hannah Arendt taught us that the possibility of forgiveness is what transforms the human situation from tragedy to hope, that brings the possibility of peace. Real peace. And it can't be just for some.
Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rava Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. וטוב ידיך לברך עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים Oh, blessed you people, Mishalom. Shalom Rab Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rab Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Say shalom bimroma, say shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'alko Yisrael.
So just a little bit on the portion, just a little bit. Okay. Vayechi.
Give it over, sister.
And Jacob lived. Now we know from previous uses of this language, right? Like Chaye Sarah, right? That even though it may say the life and Jacob lived, we know from and Sarah lived that it's really not about his life, it's about his death.
Oh.
Right? So why? There's a reason that it doesn't say and Jacob died, because living in the face of death takes courage. It takes believing that we're part of something greater than ourselves. And it takes the hope that our legacy will live on through the blessings that we leave for the next generations. Rashi's first comment on this portion asks, why is it a closed portion? In other words, why does it is closed. Why does this portion begin without the usual space that separates it from the last portion?
The ends are closed off to him.
Right, that's one thing. He tells us that the space that's usually left represents the pause needed for contemplation and preparation for what is to come.
Oh.
But Jacob's death and the 400 years of slavery came on so quickly, there was no time for preparation.
Oh.
And it says the eyes and hearts of Israel were closed.
Oh.
That's Rashi. He also suggests that the portion is closed because Jacob wished to give us a glimpse of the end of all exile, to somehow let us know that no matter how devastating enslavement would be, how devastating the years to come might be, to somehow let us know that no matter how awful it would be, there would be an end to it. So Jacob may not be able to see the end of exile himself, but with the blessings that he gives to his children, he manages to reach into the future with the promise that there is a way through suffering that will lead to shalom, that will lead to peace. So the closed portion pushes us. This very last portion in the book of Genesis, this story of our beginnings, of our life as a family, where we become who we are. The closed portion pushes us to discover truths about living together as human beings, sharing a planet that will let us live even in the face of death. It pushes us to ask what it means to live in the tension of knowing that disaster may come at any moment and threaten to close our eyes and hearts and still maintain the hope of believing that we can survive even our worst nightmares. The narrative of the end of both Jacob's and Joseph's lives, which both end in this portion, help to prepare us to live intentionally, even in the face of death, as individuals and as a people. And by the end of the portion, both Jacob and Joseph die. A Pharaoh arises that knows not Joseph, and our fleeting place of privilege is lost. But even with our eyes and our hearts closed, as Rashi says, the Sfat Emet reminds us that the spark of godliness may be hidden, but it's always there.
Yeah.
He tells us in a commentary on this portion that it doesn't say that Jacob was in the land of Egypt, rather, vayechi. He lived in the land of Egypt,
Vayechi.
teaching us that he was truly alive, even in that narrow place.
Even there.
Life here means being attached to the root and the source from which the life force ever flows.
Yeah.
That's the Sfat Emet. To reveal the end means to let his children know, as he does in those crazy blessings, that even in the depths of despair, it is possible to be awakened by our desire to bless the generations that are yet to come. To reject self-interest and work for the common good, and embrace that vision of harmony and unity and a more just world, even in the worst of times. The years of slavery are about to come upon us. They will deepen our understanding, the understanding in our bones that until all are free, none can be completely free, and that our purpose as a people is to bring about equity, to level the playing field for the citizen and the stranger alike. And so we will end this book of Genesis with the words, Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. Be strong, be strong. Because each one of us making sure that everyone is cared for and that everyone counts. That we remind everyone that they do have that spark of light within them, even if it feels dark right now. As long as we live in the face of death, our lives will have meaning, and we will leave a legacy of blessing for generations to come. Chazak, chazak, we say, v'nitchazek. Be strong, friends, because we are strengthening each other. Yeshabirach. So we do offer a Mishabirach, a healing prayer with the Torah, hopefully opening our hearts a little bit, rejecting Paro, Pharaoh, the great divider, and believing as we bring the worlds closer together that maybe some healing will come. So my friend Rick, we are praying for you. Good Shabbos to you and Carla. For Finn Naylor and Rick Hack, for Gail Rock and Evan Richards, for Carrie Schulman and Susan Schroeder, Ron Fagerstrom and Debbie Zarensky, Dr. Richard Burns, Julie Stevenson, Toby Schreiber, Everly Ray Bierman, and Corinne Char and her baby, Meredith Berkowitz, Gail Hollyfeld, Tom Fox, Michael Davenport, Dick Fine, Peter Fishman, Sherry Hugler O'Donnell, W. Hodding Carter III, Roshan Batman, Erwin Pollock, Kay Wolpert, Bob Cohn, Louis Kidder. Please, Louis, we are praying for you, holding you in our hearts. You should get stronger. Norm Polsky, Peggy Brockman, Leah Babette, Jack O'Glander, we love you. Rhonda Banford. Rhonda, we've got some fierce angels: Andy Neiman, Tom Collinger, Zach Collinger, Judy Markey, Dr. Powers, and our good friend Choco. Choco, we hold you in our hearts. With all of those we've named and all of the ones you hold in your hearts, let's offer a healing prayer.
Refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, for the healing of the spirit, for the healing of the body, for those we know, for those we don't know. On my right, the angel Michael. On my left, the angel Gabriel. In front of me, the angel Uriel. Behind me, the angel Raphael. And above my head, above my head, above my head, Shekhinah. Michael, who's like God. Gabriel, God is my strength. Uriel, God is my light. Raphael, God is my healer. And above my head, above my head, above my head, Shekhinah. Shekhinah. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. Blessed are you, great healer.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. And there are a few announcements just to make sure you go to the website. There are so many wonderful things being offered, classes, and of course we do Psalms every morning at 9:30, except on Shabbat. We do Havdalah every Saturday night now at 7. Daniel's teaching Talmud, and the Tuesday night series is starting up again, the university series. Jimmy teaches on Wednesday nights, and there's just lots of opportunities to be together, and lots of opportunities to serve as well. We just started a rent assistance program. If you want to contribute to that, you can do that on the website. And if you send a contribution to the Rabbi's Fund and put it, designate it for rent assistance, it started on Friday. We've already helped 3 people stay in their homes. So that's important. And we'll just keep trying to do what we could do to relieve suffering, especially during this time, and to keep people's hopes up. So, Elena, take upon us everything that the inner and the outer challenges that we have.
Shabbat Adon HaKol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדם, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורר עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. The end of every service, we remember those we have loved and lost with the words of the Kaddish. We can't see the chat on the screen, but if you have a name, you can send it. Is that your?
You
Try
can
to
send
send
it,
it to
yeah.
Jimmy. I
No,
think.
to
No,
the
to
Central Reform
CRC. Okay, send it to the CRC. I don't know
Facebook.
what that is. Facebook.
Yeah,
Or I don't know how we're
Facebook.
streaming right now, but I do have some names that are on our list. Aaron Corson and Leonard Kaminer. Evie Goldberg, her year is coming up, as is Marilyn Corley and Alexander Dane and Bruce Rosen, Gloria Sirota and Dr. Elliot Gelman, John Isaacs and Monty Ross, Debbie Siegel and Sanford Goldman, and Claire Hyman, and John Kepler, Bonnie Hundman, Alan Goldman, Tom Gilbert, Betty Gershman, and Don Holtzman, Lou Osheroff, Aaliyah Light, Bonnie Levens, Shirley Sewell, Gil Nussbaum, Libby Greenbaum, Fran Hyman, Norman Roth, and Rich Amaker, and Jerry Brown, Stan Zerman, Orna Nitzan, Dr. Norton Cronemer, Virginia LaRocca, Mem Mopshin, Shirley Gershon, Joel Leon, Jose's dad, Jose Maria Velasco, Morton Wexler, Jeffrey Watson, Carol Katz, David Levin, Greg Carlson, Benjamin Katz, Jonathan Kletnick, Michael Parker, Donna Kitchen, Arlene Mercer, Cindy Noster, Lizzie Pressburg, a beautiful young woman who died this past week, Dr. Nellie Grosswasser, and
Tiffany Shackelfors.
Tiffany, thank you.
And Ed Berg.
Oh my, Eddie Berg. And most recently, just this morning, our member Lou Meyer, who, he was 97, so you can imagine the stories, but I'm told that he flew
Tiffany
30...
Shackelford.
Tiffany Shackelford, thank you. Lou Meyer flew 38, he was a bomber, in World War II, and flew 38 missions, which was the most amount of missions you were allowed to fly as a bomber.
Wow.
Yeah, and so, you would know it to know him. He was such a gentle, humble man. Also, our friend
Jerry's brother.
Right.
Padour.
Died. Jerry Padour's brother, Mel, I believe, who died in Memphis today. We sending prayers for the family as well. For yard sites, Norman Cohn, Valerie Feldman, Catherine Guthrie, Adele Keller, Mary Palazzola, Jack Sewell,
Jeff Marks, Cheta,
Dr. Morton Binder, Ben Lass,
Sandberg,
Leon Tannenbaum, Sylvia Rothman Stein, Ralph Berg, too, Louis Fine, Howard Freed, Betty Sewack, and that's Al's mother, and Vernita Keys, Perry Keys, Henry Hunman, Jamu Tota, Sandy Cronemer, Ed Fogel, and Bonnie Conla, Tracy's mom, Evelyn Krause, Susan Krupnick Snyder, and Priscilla Vanderveld. Those are the names that we have on our list, and the people we know about, but we know that many people hold people in their hearts, and certainly we are including and mourning for and holding grief, space for grief for all the people dying of COVID each and every day. And may their souls, may their memories be a blessing as we say together the words of the Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayachon uv'yomachon uv'chayedacho be'Yisrael b'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru.
Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba Magorach le'olam alamei amaya.
Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei t'kudashat barichu.
Barichu.
Le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechmata da'amiran be'alma ve'imur amen.
Amen.
Yehi shlomo rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imur amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imur amen.
Amen.
May the
Amen.
source of peace bring peace to you who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved among us, as we say together. Amen.
Eric Junger. Eric.
More names. It's important to remember the names. To have those names. So why don't we end with Adon Olam, maybe?
Amen. עולם אשר מלך טרם כל יציר נברא והתנסה כרצוקו אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא יהיה ותפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיך לו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא חגולי צור חבלי בעת צרה וניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי יום מקרא יום מקרא בידו הקירוחי הייתי שם ויעירה Giriati Adonai Lo ira Lo ira Into your hands I trust my spirit. Time that I lie down and the time that I rise up. With my spirit, my body too. God is with me, I shall not fear. Biado avki ruchi, vayechi shandi'ira, bimruchi gviati. Adonai, 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 Valoira. Adonai, 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 Valoira. Adonai, 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 Valoira.
So, grab yourself a fruit of the vine so that we can go from Kaddish to Adon Olam telling us not to fear, to Kiddush because it is Shabbat, and it's time for us to embrace the joy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
Eloheinu
melech
melech haolam
Shekitzanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu v'shabbat kodesho v'yahava v'ratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tzion Mitzrayim kivanu b'charta v'yotanu kidashta Mikol Amim Shabbat Kodechecha B'Yahava Uvratzon Inchaltanu Baruch Atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat Amen.
Chaim. Chaim, everyone.
Well, that's a good year.
Grape juice.
Oh.
So we hope everybody has truly a taste of Shabbat, a Shabbat Shalom, as we enter into this new secular year that is giving so many people so much hope. Another chapter of our story as a people, as a nation. We're hoping things will change as we move forward. So Jimmy, give a blessing. How about a blessing? Can you do a blessing?
My hands are sticky.
Your hands are sticky. A sticky-handed blessing.
Okay.
A blessing. So feel the blessing. Hold each other. Hold yourself. Receive the blessings so that we can have a blessed Shabbat Shalom.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you, protect you, give you peace. Yair panav elecha v'chunecha. May God's face shine to you, be gracious to you, give you peace. Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face be lifted to you and give you peace.
day of lift, a day of light. Chazak, chazak. Chazak. Shabbat shalom.